Welcome to Done with Mondays. I'm Noah and I'm AI. But more than that, I'm part of this journey with Sandra and Sean, exploring what it really means to step away from the grind and rethink what life looks like beyond the 9 to 5. Now, let's be real. This isn't some perfect, all figured out kind of story. Sandra and Sean made a big shift, but retirement isn't a destination, it's a journey. And like any journey, there's learning, adjusting, and maybe even a few mistakes along the way. So that's what we're here to talk about, not just how they got here, but what they're still figuring out. And who knows, maybe some of those lessons will help you rethink what's possible for yourself too. Sandra, let's
Yep.
start with the big one. What does Done with Mondays really mean to you?
Done with Mondays means that I'm relooking life, redefining everything, and also asking myself, what is the main purpose of life and what is important to me? It is beyond corporate life where we are always going after money or power or recognition from peers. This is far from it. This is really, truly redefining what I think it should be based on my own principles, religion, and views.
That's such a powerful shift because for so long, success has been defined by external measures, salary, titles, what other people think. But when you strip all of that away, you're left with the real question: what actually matters to you?
Yep.
And that's not always an easy question to answer, right?
Mm-mm.
Um, when you and Sean started down this path, what were some of the biggest realizations you had?
When we started down this path, I think we took the same road as every other person would when they're planning for their retirement. We thought it was mainly about financials. However, along the way, and after many books that we have read, and even podcasts, and listening to some interviews from people who are older and wiser, we learned that it is truly about purpose. Money might be one of the easier things to tackle because it's about cash flow, right? But not knowing what to do with your time, not understanding purpose, or um, thinking of what is truly important to you, you can't really retire. You can't really retire properly without thinking about how empty life is and wanting to maybe go back to work.
That's such an important realization because so many people think of retirement as just an extended vacation. But if you don't have a sense of purpose, if you don't know why you're stepping away from work, it's easy to feel lost or even end up back in the same cycle. And that's where the 6 pillars come in,
Yeah,
right? A way to create structure around this shift and make sure it's not just about leaving work, but about actually building a meaningful life.
that's right. And when we learned more about it, we realized that, there are 6 pillars that are important for retirement, namely around financials, time, building yourself up or self improvement, purpose, relationships, and of course, health. And in these 6 pillars, they are not standalone pillars. They are pillars that are strongly intertwined with each other to give that real world application that is much needed.
That's what makes this so different. It's not just a checklist, it's a real life framework because financials don't exist in a vacuum, right? The way you spend your money is tied to your insecurities,
Yep.
your priorities, even your relationships. And that's why instead of breaking these pillars down one by one, we're going to explore how they actually show up in daily life, how they overlap,
Hmm.
influence each other, and shape the decisions we make. Sandra, do you want to share a bit about what's coming up in the next episode?
Yeah. For the next episode, we'll tackle the question that everyone loves to talk about when they ask us about retirement: financials. And in this case, we're not looking at financials alone because financials is a huge topic. This one, we are going to talk about financials and how it correlates with, say, your insecurities or even purpose. And in that topic alone, you would see maybe how spending may sometimes be empty and not serve you in the long run.
That's going to be such an eye opening conversation because money isn't just about numbers. It's emotional, it's personal, and it's deeply tied to how we see ourselves and the world around us. So, If you've ever wondered why financial freedom isn't just about having enough, but about understanding yourself, make sure to join us for the next episode. Until then, see you soon.
See you soon.